We are talking all things royal tonight, and for the next few days at least. The former head of politics and communication for the British Consulate General here in Boston, Shannon Spence, is joining us to talk about Saturday's big royal wedding. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hi, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, Shannon, great to have you here. And we thought since we are getting ready for the royal wedding, we should have proper tea.
This is perfect. This
so we have it here set up, and Shannon assures me this has been made the proper way.
Yes, and I'm doing pinky up.
Pinky up for
the proper way.
So let's start out by saying you, in your role for the Consulate General, you planned the trip of Prince Charles here a few years ago. So you have been involved in royal planning.
Not here, but he visited Louisville,
when
Kentucky.
He came to the U.S.
Yeah. Yep. And so I have been involved in a royal visit before, and there's a lot that goes into it.
And hundreds of millions, billions of people really around the world are going to watch this wedding Saturday morning. Why do people still care? Why should I care?
I actually think that this is going to be a record-breaking wedding. I think that the build-up to this is very exciting, and I would not be surprised if it beats the numbers of Will and Kate.
Really?
I really, really, truly believe that.
Because there's an American involved here.
It's that the American is involved, and people love Prince Harry. He's sort of a naughty prince, and he's always been a little bit of a rascal, where his brother's been a little bit more refined, and so we're very excited to see him get us happy ending.
Yeah. And because Meghan was an actress, it's kind of a red carpet royalty situation.
It's much
here, right?
Much glitzy.
Okay, let's get down to some nitty-gritty.
Sure.
There's been a little drama this week because, unfortunately, Meghan's father cannot attend.
Yeah.
All of this tragedy about his illness, and he can't come. Do you think Her Majesty is miffed by all of this? Would they be annoyed at this kind of distraction?
I'm sure that they are. I have to say, my heart really goes out to Meghan, having planned my own wedding, you know, having things go wrong like this. It's very difficult. It's a stressful time. But also, you know, I think if any of us were marrying into the royal family, our families would find a way to embarrass us. So
this is
that
very
has certainly
true.
been
Some things
true.
are universal.
Yeah.
And it's sad that her dad's not going to be there. We're supposed to walk her down the aisle. I mean, I don't know if her mom is going to walk her down the aisle now. That is Meghan Markle's father.
Or maybe Prince Charles, which I think would be really a beautiful thing.
That would be quite a moment. And Meghan Markle, by the way, she really represents a significant change in the ranks of the royal family. I believe she's only the second American to marry a British royal. She's American, she's divorced, she's biracial, she is outspoken. The Queen and Prince Philip are the last connection to the British Empire. Does she put a face to the new Britain in a way?
She absolutely does. Meghan Markle really symbolizes the modern royals. I think the princes have really embraced the 21st century and social media in particular. It doesn't surprise me that this is the partner that Harry has ended up with, and I think it's going to be so interesting to see the different dynamics between the two couples, whereas William and Catherine, I think, will be the more traditional, regal symbol of stability and strength that the monarchy stands for. I think Harry and Meghan are going to be able to be more celebrity and good, you know, goodwill ambassadors.
This is very interesting because you were mentioning that you see from the inside, and having worked on the inside, a slight difference here between how the two couples are treated and handled.
Absolutely.
What do you notice?
Even today, Meghan Markle put out her own statement through Kensington Palace about her father not attending. I was blown away. I could not believe that happened, and that just really shows the strength of her character and what she wants to do.
You mean that it came from her?
It came from her, right. It was on...
it was on their stationery.
It was on their stationery, but it was a statement from her. And I was thinking back to when they first confirmed that they were dating, and Prince Harry put out a statement about, you know, back off of Meghan Markle. And this just has never been done before. And you're reading it, and it doesn't sound like a press officer has written it. It sounds like it's coming from them.
They can really run their own show.
I really think they are. Yeah.
So an estimated $80 million is going to be spent on this wedding. There's all kinds of security, of course, that goes into this. Do the British people, in your interactions with them and your interactions with the British government, do they still think it's worth it?
Oh, I think they absolutely do. The Queen is, you know, well beloved. It's an institution, and that may be the price tag of it, but it will bring in estimated more than $1 billion in sort of tourism dollars and into the UK.
Now, on Saturday, Windsor Castle, the small chapel there, not Westminster Abbey, and they have the tradition of having all children in the wedding party. Anything in particular we should look for that's especially British?
Well, how interesting is this that Meghan, I guess we could assume, since she's American, that she would include Americans in her wedding, but the Page Boys and the Flower Girls are normally sort of from noble families, and that's a very British wedding tradition. But Meghan is having sort of her goddaughter, who, you know, lives in Los Angeles, as one of them, and I wonder if the kids will know what to do, and they'll be running alongside Prince George and Prince Charlotte. So
that is so great. Kind of like, remember she had the little girl as a bridesmaid in her wedding, who she had been a nanny for.
Right.
An American couple's little girl.
Exactly.
So Shannon Spence, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For being here. I don't know if it's proper to clink.
We're going to do it.
It might as well be.
Here's to happiness for Prince Harry after a hard life.
It's great.
And Meghan Markle.
Should be a beautiful moment. And we're going to have it live here, of course, on WBZ. CBS's live coverage of the ceremony begins Saturday morning at 4 a.m. over on WBZ Channel 4. Thank you so much, Shannon Spence, for coming in. Do you have your alarm clock set?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
4 a.m. And